It's on before the siren. Collingwood going to the left in the first quarter, favoured by a slight breeze, and the rain at the moment tumbles down at Subiaco. Opportunity for the Eagles, all getting met solidly with Schofield. Wasn't able to get the hand pass away, so the Magpies will certainly be fired up in the opening minutes. They were down last week by Melbourne, and these crushed them at the MCG. They've lost the last four. Monkhorst, good tap down, good tackle by Schofield. Banfield applies a shepherd, picked up by Mainwaring, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty to Collingwood. Wild has the footy. And still some pushing and shoving. Walker involved. Now an Eagles player, Matera, has been dicked, and it's going to be reversed. Loose men everywhere. Schofield. Well, no, the coaches would be happy with just what went on. Opportunity now for White. Up towards full forward, marking contest. Turnbull got underneath the footy. Shawbull conceding him quite a few centimetres. Former Xavier College player measures the kick, and the mark is taken by Scott Crowe.
Still deep in defence. Scott Crowe having a good season. Towards midfield, Walker's in front. Gehrig over the top. Patterson a half chance. Wild comes away, kicks down towards half forward. McKenna in front, takes it, goes. He did go. Tackle from behind, in trouble. Wilson got him. McIntosh left it behind. Banfield a shade too slow. Wild over the ball. The hand pass not particularly effective. Richardson dragged down. Houghton to Wild to Crowe. Hurried kick off the step inside the 50. It was touched. Richardson. This is Williams, dragged off it. He needed across the support. Wild bounced off an opponent. Downsborough got it to Schofield. Richardson strongly tackled by Lovell. Sharkey goes in, and we've got a whistle.
Free kick going to Schofield. Dennis, you got tackled. No, Lovell's going to get that one. No, change again. Schofield.
Come on, Ross.
The umpire was confused.
Schofield to Lovell. Down towards half forward. White. Knocked away by Krasiska. Cousins, hand passes, and a bounce. Boundary throwing.
And Eagles fans believing he was held too long in the tackle. Chance of a shower. We've had one of those two. Right half forward for West Coast. Tap down. Lovell. Cousins on the boundary line. Good solid block there by Krasiska, takes him over. Footy's gone with him, and the Eagles will contest this throw in 5 metres closer to goal. If you're having a bet this afternoon, West Coast, look at that in the two-horse race, 16 to 1 on, and you can get sevens by supporting the Woods this afternoon. Monkhorst again taps down. Krasiska on the end of it. Williams, a foot race with Mainwaring. Williams clear, shocking kick with the wet football up towards half forward, the 50-metre line. Chance for Patterson, ridden into the ground. Good tackle by Matera, shuffled out to Hart. And the Eagles can run this away. Gehrig with speed along the outer side. Confident start now by the Eagles. Set something up along the forward line. They have a rainbow on the outer side. The pot of gold is where the kick lands. Snap at goal. Wright will have to get back quickly. And he does, to Scotty Russell. That was a buck ball to Crowe. The umpire says play on, which he does. Back to Russell. Lovell chases. Kick up towards centre wing. Matera, good block. Applies a tackle, looks for holding the ball. The umpire says no, it's out of bounds. Right in the middle of the interchange gates for a throw in. And still no score on the board, with under 17 minutes left in the term. Great tackle that by Matera. Probably stiff not to be rewarded with the free kick. Monkhorst and Downsborough once again. Simmons looking for options. The boundary line really in the end turned out to be the only one. And it will be thrown in short of right half forward for West Coast.
Downsborough, Monkhorst. Downsborough giving away some size here. Mind you, he's done that regularly in recent weeks and been terrific. Another one touched the ball. It runs free behind. Schofield Richardson had him, dragged him down, made Waring, puts it inside the 50. Donnelly leads in the race, coming up to meet him a defender. Well played by Shawball. Knocked it away. This is Cousins inside the 50, close to the boundary line, pulls it back. Morrison. About 20 metres out.
Good kick too. Yep. Had the chance to handball if he wanted to, did Cousins, but the kick was the better option. Morrison had a chance there in front of Russell.
No scorers yet. This for the lead then. Through she goes, the first goal.
Longhurst with Downsborough. To contest the bounce. Morrison getting the first goal. Banfield not able to get clear. Simmons tries. A similar fate befalls him. And another ball up just wide of the circle. Crowd has certainly built up considerably in the last couple of minutes.
Just going to say, Pete, Buckley operating in a back pocket on Donnelly. Seems a bit of a waste.
Right him up the field too. Then I thought he might have been in the play. They needed that sort of run, particularly without Tony Francis.
Simmons off the ground. Almost thrown out to Russell. Kicks across his body out towards centre wing. Flip over by Walker. And the pass, well, nearly effective to McDonald. The ball's still pretty slippery. Schofield dragged down. Matera looks for options. One bounce, still he goes, a little 9-9 chip shot down towards half forward, and Cousins very much in the play in the first quarter. Good mark, Turnbull on the lead in front of Andrew Shawball, takes the mark.
Yes, and Turnbull starting at full forward, Pete, with Downsborough taking the first ruck, as you'd expect. He's done that pretty well so far, as Dennis mentioned this year. Good grab in front of Shawball.
Kicking from 52 metres. It's a mammoth kick. It's coming around. It's a great kick at goal, and he puts it through for the Eagles second.
Yes, and a good return for Ryan Turnbull, because people thought that perhaps Metropolis may start at full forward again, having done pretty well there in that second half against Adelaide. Turnbull, the player there, and Cousins, such a neat player, finishes off so very well. Gave him every chance.
Good start by the West Coast Eagles, up by 12 points. Just over 14 minutes till quarter time. Interesting quartet for Collingwood in the centre square. Monkhorst certainly, then Wild, Crowe and Richardson. Monkhorst, Downsborough, reaching great heights. Monkhorst grabbed the ball, kicks it down towards half forward. Matera too easily working off McDonald. McIntosh in running to the outer side. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Downsborough goes after it, gathers on the wing. That was after the kick.
Downfield,
Very crude, no doubt about that. Monkhorst arriving about 2 steps late. Donnelly's got it. Buckley is standing the mark. Andrew Donnelly in pretty good form. 75 metres out. Crowe in from the side, a fist. It runs behind the score. The lead to 13 points. Good to see Turnbull back. Kept out of the side by Downsborough. Now Buckley to bring it back in. A gesture. Nothing much happening. Gets his warning from umpire Scroop. Goes for distance. Straight down the middle. Magnificent kick. Williams from behind. Lovell in front. The crumbs. Nicely done. Turnbull. Boots back inside the 50. All Collingwood. Shawball waiting behind, but Buckley in front will get the free.
So Nathan Buckley at full back at the moment. For Russell. Russell takes the mark in front of Mitchell White, who stands the mark. He'll go to Williams on the boundary line, and Williams is off. White gives chase. Williams' kick, well, not a great option there, and Andy Lovell camped underneath it. He goes the short pass back to Mitchell White. who takes the mark right on centre wing. So the Eagles doing all of the attacking so far in the first quarter. Off the hands of Buckley that time. Palms it out of bounds for a throw-in right on 50. So 13 minutes left, and 13 points is the difference in favour of West Coast. The Eagles starting confidently, as we would have expected. Monkhurst, who gave away that 50 or kick downfield just recently on the outer side. Simmons and Krasiska hit the fence a little bit hard, and then to get a throw in. Turnbull and Monkhorst. Kick away there by Paul Sharkey up towards midfield. Opportunity for Gehrig. Taps it to his own advantage out in front of him. He's got to try to beat Williams, and that's a pretty tall order. Williams with a good shepherd by Walker. Sets it up, and Main wearing a great tackle, holding the ball on Alex McDonald.
Oh, McDonald's thinking, Pete, well, he should have known he's going to be under pressure.
And now Matera with a paddock to move him. He'll have one more. No, he won't. He's gone long into the goal square. Wide at the back. Can't mark it. Off hands for one behind. So another point. 2-2, and the Magpies yet to score.
Just very light misting rain at the moment. Hardly anything to speak of. Buckley. Always a beautiful kick. This is no exception. Up towards the middle. Set play. Monkhorst knocked it on. Russell again out wide. This is Crow, aided by Sharkey. Sock is up the ground. Still it's Crow. Up towards the boundary. Being chased by Mainwaring, who got him. Patterson goes down. Sharkey goes down. Evans goes after him. Patterson goes in. Well done to Wild. Off his step down towards half forward. Gehrig supported by McKenna. It's the latter who takes the mark on his chest. McKenna across the ground, releasing Banfield to his left side. Jakovic is wider. That's a very good kick. Beautiful kick. Now Jakovic hacks it out of midair. Down towards half forward. Schofield's got it. Jakovic runs on. Schofield still going. Forward of the wing. Inside the 50. Turnbull missed it. Half behind. It goes Wild. Knocked on by Turnbull. Opportunity for White close to the boundary. Dragged down. Didn't have it. No free kick. Toss it in, says the umpire. Hectic passage of play. Ben Cousins, the youngest Eagle, born in Geelong back in June of '78. His football hero Gary Ablett. I wonder if Gary's watching. He's on a hard lead, and Ben steps in front of him, but he slowed down. How about it? The behind is forced.
And Tread Houghton has been taken off by Tony Shorten, and coming on is Matthew Francis, who's listed as an emergency, and Tony Evans with a bit of blood there. He's been told by Greg Stroop to come off.
So 2-3 to no score at Subiaco. And Evans trots to the interchange area. And coming on for the Magpies also is going to be Johnny Hassel.
And Alex McDonald, the player to go off, Pete.
So he takes up his position. Evans goes to the trainers for treatment. And Chris Lewis, the big cheer for him, as he also comes on.
Just his third game for the year, Pete.
And play will continue with Nathan Buckley after that behind was forced. Buckley this time going short. Crow. Formerly of Hawthorn, played 13 games for the Hawks. Accuracy needed. Williams short of left centre wing. Magpies still yet to score. Haven't really crossed the half-forward line. Marking contest down there. Jakovic, Francis. It's the latter that paddles it over the line. That's Matthew Francis. Played 19 games with Richmond. Tony Francis unable to take his place in the side. That's a bad blow for Collingwood. Yet another one. He was injured last week. Didn't play after half-time against Melbourne. And they certainly miss his mobility to counter players like Peter Matera. Matera's kick down towards half-forward. And the ball punched away from Lovell down there by Scott Crow. It's out of bounds for another throw.
West Coast Eagles dominating this game at the present time. It's as if Collingwood's attacking 50 is a speed hump. 15 points to 0. The only action inside the attacking 50 for Collingwood before the first bounce. Bit of pushing and shoving. Falling to the ground, Richardson. Nicely done by Wild to Burns. That's better. Here's Hassel. Meters in the clear, dropped the mark. Could be a tad slippery. Now he's got problems. Was he in control of it? Not according to the umpire. He lets them go. Gearing nicely done. Away to Hart. Hart forward of half back towards the wing. Donnelly. Well done. Hit the ground running. Centering kick. Demanding something of Watt. And he got it. Vacant goal square. White thinks about it. Looks down there. Still nobody at home. Hits for home. Long kick. It's got the carry. It's there. I think so. The umpire will give it a point. No, it's a goal.
"21 points the difference in favour of West Coast. And Collingwood needing to find something to stop the running game of the Eagles so far. They're in control. Williams, who played well last week against Melbourne, he needs some support. Can he get it at half forward? Walker, former West Australian, goes into goal. He kicks, and that's Collingwood's first. Boy, did they need that.
Yes, and well done, Lee Walker, because he just needs to get himself settled again and be injury-free for a period. He deserves to have a few seasons without any problems. And here, Jakovic just beaten by that bounce, and then Lee Walker getting away from the lunging arm of Ashley McIntosh. Well done.
Lee Walker, drafted by the West Coast Eagles back in '92. Longhorst, Downsborough, Richardson, Crow, and Wild still in the centre square for Collingwood. Longhorst got it down. Schofield, Gearing, Lovell. Puts it across the ground. Mitchell White needs to go. It was touched off the boot. White grabs it nicely on the bounce. Shepherded by Simmons. All the time in the world. Kicks down towards half forward. Wide of the mark, though. Intended for Donnelly. It bounces out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Margin 15 points. Balance of play. The Eagles probably should be further in front. Longhorst. Crow's over the ball now. Plenty of company. And now Monkhorst will get a free. A belated one for over the shoulder. Umpire's group in perfect position. Walker on the lead. Gearing knocked it away. Wild confronted. Loops it over the top. Goes after his own hand pass. Dragged down by Simmons. Taken by Russell, who was very quiet on Monday. Back to Sharkey. Sharkey down towards the pocket. Wilson almost in front. Nicely done. It comes across from Richardson to Hassel. He floats it towards full forward. McKenna, sensing the danger, gets back and forces it across the line.
1-1 to Collingwood now, playing 3-3. So the difference to 14 points. After West Coast had the first 21 points on the board. Largely through the assistance of Matera, who's been excellent. Hart, most experienced Eagles campaigner. And there's another one by McKenna. Best and fairest way back at 89. And the former Demon, Andy Lovell. 121 games out of the 132 he's played in the red and blue. Kicks to half forward. Francisco should be able to mop up. Goes to the boundary line, or was it to Nathan Buckley? He'll argue the latter. Either was a good option, perhaps.
Good decision by both groups of players there, Pete. Wright, Buckley, Russell all starting across half back too, so their ball carries, the better ones, all out of the action, so-called.
Is that a negative way to start the match, you could ask? Anyway, the kick comes up towards centre wing. Patterson and Hart go for it. Beats both off the mat of bounds. Bright sunshine now at Subiaco after that shower that drenched patrons in the open, just on the opening bounce. Jostled out there. Downsborough up high. Kick away by Patterson. Doesn't bounce too kindly for Hassel. Schofield does better. Hassel gives chase. Kick up towards half forward. Donnelly, good mark. Great hands. He's not a bad kick at goal either. He'd be kicking from outside 50, probably about 55 metres, so it'd need to be a good roost, but Mitchell White kicked one from a similar position. If he gets onto it, it's not quite what he would have wanted. And the mark is taken by Shawbill in the last line of defence. He goes wide to Nathan Buckley in the back pocket. Simmons stands the mark. Buckley brings it back across the other side now, looking for Wild, and he finds him. Wild able to take his place in the side after being fined for wrestling last week with Hopgood. And this is Patterson, short of centre wing.
Gets it over the top, around the outer side they come. The ball tumbles down from Sharkey, close to the boundary line, picked up by McIntosh. McKenna, Gehrig's got it now. Still Gehrig storming around that outer side, kicking down towards half forward, and White. Brilliantly done. Play on's the call. White walks around. Downsborough, too easy. This is Lewis. Across the ground, good effort. On the half volley, Donnelly grabbed it. They must be holding the ball. According to the umpire.
They never seem to play that, Dennis, do they?
Give the player, I guess, the benefit of the doubt, thinking perhaps he did think it was a mark. So we've got a bounce down towards half forward. Over the top, Downsborough. Simmons. Burns works it backwards. Mainwaring, well done. Heads goalward. Chopped off by Krasiska. Gets it back towards the wing, and Hart working off Patterson. Lovell wants it. He's got it. He's fumbled it. Back to Hart. Hart's on the wing, barking the instructions. Kicks towards centre half forward. Donnelly will need to go in from the side almost. Turnbull missed the ball, surrounded by Magpies. Coming through strongly with Sharkey. Grabbed when he didn't have it. Right, nicely done. Too slick for Russell. Spills to Wild. Wild gets away. Chips towards Hassel. And Hassel's taken the mark down towards centre half forward.
He's done it right since he came on, Johnny Hassel. Started on the bench. Too far out to score. Kicks into the man on the mark. That was Matera.
Well done, Phil.
Yes, we put him under the hammer there. And Matera comes away with the footy. And predictably, who's been starring so far? Wright tries a one-hander. Donnelly a chance. Turns on a Thripney bit. Up and under job.
Oh.
And Monkhorst. Well, Mainwaring just had to stand there. Right from Burns. Krasiska. Plenty of time to clear. Not a great kick, though, off the boot. Clean bowls McKenna. He was yorked. McIntosh should be able to tidy up. Jakovic, well caught. Is that holding the ball? Not according to the umpire, it wasn't. Trying to get clear was Matthew Francis. Magpies desperately needing something, but it's going to be a free kick against them.
Yes, Mark Richardson just manhandling Jakovic and the ball wasn't there.
Can you imagine how Michael Malthouse was feeling when that ball was sitting above Mainwaring and Monkhorst was bearing down? Monkhorst was very kind.
The Eagles run away with it again through Banfield. Past Wild. Donnelly, nicely trapped. Buckley. Doesn't usually waste a kick. This one's no exception. Monkhorst. Around Schofield. Walker, who's kicked their only goal so far, but he won't kick one from where he is here. From the West Australian. McIntosh couldn't mark it. Now a chance for the Woods. Hassel. He goes at goal. Has a ping, and he's kicked truly.
Margin 8 points. Collingwood making the most of their opportunities. They've been scant. They've done well. 3-3-2-1. Often away against the West Coast Eagles, of course. How many times have we said that? Richardson over the ball, couldn't control it. Knocked out of there by Crowe. Only as far as Simmons to Mainwaring. He runs to just outside the 50, heads for home. Low trajectory kick, bounced against the post. Bad luck for Mainwaring. The all-time Eagles leader in terms of games. Game number 181 this afternoon. Took over from Michael Brennan a couple of weeks back. Behind Brennan, John Worsfold, leading the other active players. Well, at the present time, of course, he's inactive. Here's Buckley. Beautiful kick in. Right. Half back. Sharkey runs on down the ground. So does Burns. Right into Mines. It's a good kick. Nicely done.
Prestigiacomo just come onto the ground, Dennis, to relieve
Monkhorst.
He's got it on the wing. Just to Giacomo, down towards half forward. Well done by Simmons going back. A hand was enough. McKenna. McIntosh. Downsborough's got it. Running outside Cousins. Cousins towards half forward. Kicks over the lead from Lewis. Turnbull, a longer lead. Couldn't hang on. Francisca paddles towards the boundary. Lewis was waiting for him. I don't think that was on the full. Calling it, but
it was out when he kicked it.
He made contact almost a metre over the line. Bad call by the official.
It was a Collingwood tap out, and then Lewis was late on the scene, just got a boot to it.
Yeah.
That was given out in the full, so...
Man in blue made a blue. There's Wright out of the back pocket, back towards the wing. Sharkey in from the side. Good grab too.
Sharkey had left half back for the Woods as the clock ticks down to quarter time. Kick not great. Walker to Buckley. No, he gets to 50. He could just about kick it. Unloads with a bomb. It's a mammoth kick from Buckley. It's still going. It's gone. It's a goal.
And Collingwood coming back into it. 3 points down. Good effort. Costa Giacomo wins it down. Taken by Schofield. He's been busy. His 9th possession. Burns, valiant attempt to Wild on the up. Claimed immediately. It spills wider still. Williams going nowhere. Costa Giacomo slid in there. Williams comes away with the ball. Boots it towards half-forward Walker. Their confidence is growing. This is Sharkey. Inside the centre square. Boots towards the 50. In from the side, McKenna fell behind. McIntosh is playing. Lovell. Deep in his own defensive area, kept his head, goes wide. This is Hart, close to the boundary line. Can he keep it in? Not quite. Boundary throw in. Let's go down to Dwayne Lamb.
Thanks, Dennis. Evans got split above the right eye, looking out, and had a quick stitch on, so he's right to go.
Thanks, Fatty. Just over a minute to go before quarter time. Good comeback by Collingwood. Knocked down by Gehrig. Richardson. Wild. Across Banfield. Kick drops a little bit short, but right into the arms of Crow. And right on the boundary line. So a pretty acute angle for the former Hawk. Distance shouldn't be a problem for him, but there's not too much daylight between the posts. Scott Crow and Alex McDonald coming from Hawthorn this year. Have certainly been pluses for the Pies. Sharkey calls for it, makes him lead, but he's decided to ignore that and have a ping himself. That's not a bad kick. I tell you what, he's kicked it. Great goal. Maggie's in front.
Early days. 4-1-3-4, but even so, terrific by the Magpies. This time Downsborough to Banfield towards half forward. Cousins left it behind, brilliantly picked up by Russell to Wright. A couple of the old heads working well in defence. Wright through the middle towards half forward. In front, Francis. Well done. Saw him earlier in the season. He was impressive. Francis from the centre square. Down towards full forward. Wilson cuffed around the head. Nothing doing. Down in front. It falls to Wild, who pulls it back. Not far enough or behind. Approaching quarter time here at Subiaco Oval. And Collingwood up by 4 points. They had to withstand a real hard charge by the Eagles early, and they've done that. And they've got back into the game. Matera, he's been good. Just need to clear the zone here. We're down to 2 seconds. Kicks it to himself. That's good policy. He comes away, Matera. Whoops! Slipped over. Saved by the siren. He would be delighted. Tony Shaw after the start they got. Plenty of support for the Magpies here at Subi. 4-2 to
Goals of the quarter. Magpies going to the right this term. Longhurst, who went off late in the quarter, to Wild. He was replaced by Giacomo just to have a rest. Banfield. Now Mainwaring. High one. Out towards centre wing, and White gets underneath it to claim the mark. Kicked a long goal in the first quarter. Was an absolute gem. Metropolis. Lewis. Sharkey doesn't get the bounce he would have wanted. Shawble hits Simmons. Simmons hits Shawble. Sharkey again. Hand pass from Burns. Now Shawble. Should get a kick in. Kicked at the man straight in front of him. Monkhurst. Turnbull. The two giants. And Matera looking for his 7th kick. Can't get it. It will be a bounce close to centre wing.
Yes, Turnbull did a ruck for the start of the second quarter. Metropolis to full forward and Downsborough off. I wonder what that means for Ian Downsborough. Well, I thought he'd gone okay.
I don't know. You tell me. Well, it was a good battle between he and Monkhurst in the first quarter, wasn't it?
Bounce on the outer side. Monkhurst as far as Evans. Right on the wing now. Pulls it back towards centre half forward. Wide in front. Buckley did best. Well done. Evan Buckley swings it out wide in the path of Crow. And he comes through the wing. Trapped it. Wild fell over. That was bad luck. Seated. He gave it back to Crow. To Hassel. Worked out pretty well. That's something you practice at training. Hassel into the path of Wilson. Knocked away by McIntosh. Gehrig left it behind. Picked up by Patterson just outside the 50. Pulls it back. Well done. Francis on the lead. Has taken this mark about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Wayne is threatening here at Subi.
Yes, and Guy McKenna having to pick up a taller player for something a little different. Normally picks up the shorter forward flanker. Now playing on a tall.
Matthew Francis. Important kick. Stays left. Bad luck for the Magpies. They increase their lead. They're up by 5 points now. 4-3 to 3-4. The early going of the second term after the Eagles started so well. Collingwood came back very strongly late in the first quarter. A tough game this one, as I said. Some very threatening clouds away to the west. Won't be long before we get some more rain.
McKenna gets the warning from the umpire. A trajectory kick intended for Jakovic. He got a couple of paws to it. Walker. Richardson squares it. Wild. Good mark. Let out in front of Banfield, but too far out to score. Subsequently goes in short. McIntosh nearly chopped it off. Eagles everywhere. Hart. McKenna. Francis chases. He's kept at bay. Good long kick that time. Out in the direction of Cousins and Wright. Cousins gets there first. Clean pickup. Slips over. Oh, still pretty slippery after the rain we had earlier. Turnbull and Monkhurst. Sharkey. Shepherded by Buckley. Gives it to that player. Simmons comes at him. High bomb. Gehrig goes best. Lewis can't take it. Burns there with him. Crow nearly lost it to Lewis. Comes out with it, well played by the former Hawk. Kicks up towards Hassel. He's been quite impressive since he came on. That kick's not great though. Under pressure, Mainwaring. Good shepherd by Hart. Enables him to get his kick in. Monkhurst and Turnbull. Still gift runners needn't have any worries. The big monkey. Got to see him back after the hamstring injury. And so the Woods gathering a few possessions. Williams will nearly caught some. They do get the ball up towards their half-forward line. That may have been a push in the back. The umpire says nothing for it. Tackled by Matera. And Francis will take it. Short of left half-forward flank.
Proving impressive. Francis. Oh, very high kick. Grabbed by the breeze. Falls straight down. In front. McIntosh. Not paid. Clouds the call belatedly. Well, it looked to mark. Very strange.
Definitely.
That's full brother to a mark.
Scott McLaren, the umpire.
Come on, Scotty. There's the bounce. Mainwaring. Nicely done. Manfield gave it away. Richardson, brilliantly done. Williams measures the kick. Blemish. Normally a good finisher. Not that time, Paul Williams. Runner up to Sav Rocker in Collingwood's best and fairest last season. And McKenna to bring it in again. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the term. Collingwood missing some opportunities now. Here's Hart to the outer side. Jakovic, the long option on the kickoff. Runs on down the ground. Has had a bounce. Forward of the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Metropolis up. Juggled attempt. couldn't complete the mark. White falling to the ground, away to Buckley.
Nathan Buckley, long kick as usual. Jason Wild, 2 bites. Anfield on the mark. Wild's kick. Passes to half forward. No mark taken. Patterson. Hassel needs to gather. 15 metres out and closing. Kicks it goal and puts it through. That's his second. So Collingwood 5 goals unanswered. Hassel has got 2 of those after starting on the bench, and the Magpie fans, well, they'll be pretty happy at the moment. Lovell's kick out of the congested centre circle. Buckley on the burst. Really runs into trouble. Sharkey gets it over to Russell and they go forward again.
Walker on the wing. Anything but he's running hard at the moment. Kicks down towards centre half forward. Francis, too tall, almost the mark. Push in the back perhaps to Patterson. Nothing doing. Socket forward by Collingwood. Jakovic, brilliant pickup. Comes away out of defence. Pokes it towards the wing. Russell worked off Schofield. Monkhorst the crumbs. Nicely done. Measured the hand pass. Away it comes to Sharkey. Down towards Crow. Juggled attempt. Couldn't hang on. A kick down from Shawball. And Crow juggling that ball across the line. Shawball now with the job on Donnelly. Boundary throw in about 70 metres out from Collingwood's attacking goal. Monkhorst doing pretty well now. Here's Hart from half back, a high one. Shawball favoured by the kick. Takes the mark on his chest. Hassel wants it short. That's ignored. Patterson breaking into space. They let him go. Patterson's got it. Francis wants it deeper. Patterson turns and hangs a long time. Jakovic bearing down. Gehrig did very well. Got back. Jakovic the crumbs to Pike. Jakovic again. Getting plenty of the ball. The champ puts it towards the outer side. White had to wait. Juggled the mark. Well done.
White was right. He's at centre wing. McLeod passes, but it still hangs over the Eagles, who have started well. Kicked the first 3. The Maggies the last 5. This is Simmons. Lewis, did he get a nudge in the back? The umpire didn't think so. Metropolis. And that was an excellent smother by Krasiska. And it went straight out of bounds. Prestigiacomo coming back on for Collingwood.
Richardson off, Pete. That's Mark, number 3.
So he came on late in the first quarter, a little bit earlier in the second. Shawball and Donnelly. Pike, slung by Sharkey. Simmons is on the bottom of that stack up, and the umpire will bounce it up. Very impressed by Collingwood's endeavour. 5-4, leading 3-4. Looked as though they were in for a bit of a shellacking in the first quarter. A good Magpie courage. Sharkey taps down. Lovell leads Richardson. It's out of bounds. So the Magpies gaining about 5 metres. It's right on 50 now, this throw-in. Andy Lovell. Made most of his career with Melbourne, of course. Donnelly. Big punch away. Burns. It's out of bounds. So the Eagles get it right into their right forward pocket. And a chance for their first goal this quarter. Mitchell White got 1 in the first term. Chad Morrison 1. And Ryan Turnbull also 1. Johnny Hassel has 2 for the Magpies. Donnelly again. Crow. Shawball. No mark to Simmons. He has to play on. 40 metres out. Kicks it goal. And he has missed, I feel, 1 behind. So Paul Simmons' first score, a minor one. The Eagles now to 3-5, trailing Collingwood 5-4.
Magpies terrific so far, missing a lot of their stars, playing with great heart. Nathan Buckley, 92 Magarey medalist, tied with Gavin Brown and Collingwood's best and fairest in 94. His runner-up to Mickey McLean up at Brisbane in 93. And again, a long kick, setting something up right through the middle. Great run. Collingwood moving the ball inside their 50. Awkward one low down for Wilson. Couldn't reach the half volley. Prestigiacomo got it nicely across to Hassel. But his kick out of bounds on the full. Still, quick transference of play. Danger of Buckley back there. There's Lovell. Gehrig. 5-4, 3-5. Collingwood in front. White. Long way up the ground. Short one to Matera. Collingwood 3 kicks out of bounds on the full in the forward pocket. About 4 kicks now, 5. We count that one to work it to half-back for the Eagles in response. Right, beautiful kick. Lewis, the juggled mark. Last time these two teams played, he booted 6 goals to Cousins. Running down towards right half forward. Bacon, goal square, goes long. Buckley gets back. He'll run off Turnbull, I would imagine. No, he delayed it. Good result there for the West Coast Eagles. Mind you, it was a very good mark going back with the flight of the ball. You get the feeling his confidence is growing, Nathan Buckley. He's been down for a couple of weeks. Again, dispatches the ball right under the chest of a teammate.
Richardson. Yes, Buckley dropped a couple of, you'd call them sitters last week against Melbourne. He's playing better this afternoon. Williams makes good ground to mark in front of Mainwaring on centre wing, or close to it, between half-back and centre wing. 3-5 to 5-4. So the Magpies' confidence certainly lifting after a slow start. But Jakovic chops them off onto Hart, and they run it out of defence again. Matera, who had 6 kicks in the first quarter. Back to Hart, the veteran from midfield. He's got up towards right half forward. Francisca jumped high but ineffective. Backed up by Russell, close to the boundary line. Francisca breaks for him, bounces kindly. Francisca along the boundary line, but out of bounds on the full. It's going to be taken by Ben Cousins. And Turnbull coming off the ground. Coming back on is Downsborough. Houghton goes with him. Francisco at the back. Couldn't drag it down. Mainwaring. Russell. Matera. Dragged by Houghton. He did have the footy, did he? No, not according to the umpire. Didn't have control of it.
Probably wasn't a bad thing by Hassel anyway, Pete, because Matera was off.
He was off and running, wasn't he?
Hassel may not have caught him. Just right ankle, is it?
It looks like a bit of bother.
A bit of shin, I think. They hurt for a while, don't they?
They do. So he kicks okay. He's found Mitchell White without too many problems. He kicked a great goal in the first quarter. Goes back, lays into this one. Into the square, marking contest. Buckley rushes it over for a minor score to West Coast.
Big jump by Metropolis there, Pete.
So a rush behind. 3-6 to 5-4.
Nearly hung on to it.
10 points the difference.
Watch this again. Nathan Buckley doing so well from back here. Up ahead. All of that. Some gridlock at half-back. Peeling off is Williams. Now he's got a problem. It's 2-on-1. That wasn't the best option. Well, the Eagles collided, Schofield and Lewis. Eventually, Williams hooks it around the corner. Great result for the Magpies. Walker left it behind. Simmons tried to knock it through. Buckley working hard. Gets it across the line. He covered some ground. And a throw in. Now towards right half-back for Collingwood. They lead 5-4 to 3-6. One down by Downsborough. Mainwaring left it behind. Richardson hurriedly onto the boot. Walker kept it in, knocked it to his own advantage. Sockers off the ground. Patterson well picked up. Goes again. Taken high twice, if you don't mind. Walker's got it. Hooks it around the corner. Johnny Hassel, you need to go, and he does. Full stretch. Wild is breaking for him. The kick a little erratic. Wild goes back and takes the mark 55 metres out. Sharkey is storming inside the 50. And Wild can't get it to him. Sharkey closed down by Evans. Wild, short. Mr. Giacomo, low down, takes the mark. He's about 40 metres from goal.
Well, it had to be spot on because McKenna was closing. Made good ground there, the big fellow.
Shows a bit, doesn't he, for a youngster?
Oh,
well, more vowels than kicks so far, but a promising youngster. He'll take a good kick from here. Won't bend back for him. In fact, the kick's going. Out of bounds on the full.
Would have been a handy one with under 8 minutes left before half-time. Jakovic kicks in. Schofield breaks for him. Kicks over the head of Walker. Shawball went to punch, nearly came down with the mark over Donnelly. Prestigiacomo collides with Patterson. Schofield a chance. Now Pike. Evans gives it to Matera. Still he goes. Wild chases. He's nearly got him. Great tackle, son. Terrific stuff. The runner will come out from Tony Shaw. That was a tremendous effort. Russell down. Not often see Matera caught. Prestigiacomo couldn't drag it in. Evans. Schofield. Off the ground, Sharkey. Hotton's in there. Now it's Downsbury. Punched away up towards left half forward. Cousins. His father played with Geelong in the 70s. In the VFL. Not a great kick. Lovell can measure it off to White. Goes in short. Beautifully done to Metropolis. 3-6 to 5-4. It's 10 points the difference. It will be 4 if he's accurate.
Plenty of options there for Mitchell White. Cousins is off to Pete Banfield on.
So with 6.5 minutes before the break, an opportunity for Metropolis' first goal and the Eagles' first this quarter. They kicked the first 3 of the game and they haven't got one since. Mind you, there's only one been scored by Collingwood this quarter as well. He kicks and he goes. 4 points the difference.
Very interesting game, this one. Big crowd at Subi. Great atmosphere. And Collingwood are up by 4 points. Downsbury goes up, shoved away by Crow, held without it. No. Holding the ball, the call. Evans. White. Mainwaring now, getting down in front. Not a particularly good kick inside the 50. How will it bounce? Lewis across the face of the pack. Still he goes. Donnelly. Question of accuracy. Off his step. Could have done better. Behind.
So there's a bad decision in all the ground, Dennis, because Collingwood player definitely handballed the ball in front of himself.
They're missing a few of those up now, aren't they? Because the players are actually practicing that skill, and it's very quick.
Umpire Goldspink was the man in white.
One of the better ones. Good kick again. Krasiska almost got a free. It spills across the boundary line. Haven't seen much of Gavin Krasiska this afternoon. 5-4, 4-7, approaching half-time. Richardson works in front, knocks it down. Simmons been lively. Mainwaring about 75 metres out, launches it long down towards White, knocked away by Buckley. A lot of skill there. White off the ground. And behind. A real pro. Mitchell White. 4-8-5-4. Buckley. Been very good. So far today, Tony Shaw has pressed the right buttons. We talked about so many stars back in defence, but things have worked out nicely after the slow start. Magnificent kick again. This is really hurting the West Coast Eagles. Russell didn't complete the mark, but White kicks it inside the 50. McIntosh, so suddenly after a behind, the Eagles finding themselves defending from inside their defensive 50. Mainwaring. That was great by McIntosh. Donnelly on the wing can go over the top to Lewis. Now Lewis about 80 metres from goal, spots Banfield. Banfield sees White in the square, hit it his way. White's got it. Well, how about that? We talk about rebound footy in the 90s. Buckley to the middle. Russell got it across to White. McIntosh sent it back the other way. And White finishes it off.
Well, the Eagles got 3 in a row, Collingwood 5 in a row, and now the Eagles 2 in a row, the end result of which 4 points the difference in favour of the home side. 4 minutes left before half-time. Pike tackled by Wild and all tied up, according to umpire Goldspink.
Ben Wilson being taken from the ground after McIntosh started that rebound. Alex McDonald to come back on.
Wild almost from Richardson. But it's Mainwaring. Buckley should get a free kick, you would think, for a high tackle. Will the advantage be paid? No, it won't. It's coming back to Buckley. His kicking from defence has really set up Collingwood opportunities. He's been kicking them 65 metres.
Something special today, Pete, his kicking.
Absolutely magnificent. Let's see what he does here. He's looking for Richardson. Downsborough punches it away. Crow. Russell dispossessed. Richardson applies a tackle. Still he goes. It's out of bounds on centre wing. In front of Mark Richardson. 5-8 to 5-4 in favour of West Coast. The Eagles starting 16-1 on favourites. You could get 7s on Collingwood. Mainwaring doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Socked away by Williams. Still Mainwaring. Walker came at him. A stalemate there. Collingwood working it forward some 20 metres for a bounce next to the interchange gates. Let's go down to Fatty Lamb on the boundary. What's the trouble with Monkey?
Big Monkey received a knock to the hip area, so he's a bit of hot and cold. He's had some ice on it, but then some hot towels as well, so I'd say he's back on shortly.
Yes, he was going well. Mainwaring. Clean bowls Lovell. Russell was there. Applies a tackle on Donnelly. Ball hits the deck. Mark Richardson on the boundary line. Keeps it in play. A bounce is going to be affected. Gehrig in front. Taps down. Evans. Crow. Back to Gehrig. Good hand pass. Now Hart. Great skills by the West Coast veteran Lovell. Strong hands. Andy Lovell left centre wing. Still 4 points the difference in favour of the home side. He's kicked up towards half forward, and the mark there was taken by Drew Banfield.
Took a hard fall. Good hard running by Banfield, and now Mainwaring for Lewis. He has to wait. Burns in from the side. Brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. Plays on. Buckley. Why not give him the ball? Russell. He's in right half back. Burns runs on. Makes football there by Lewis, who's back arguing with Buckley. Evans claim. White. Lovell sets it up for Banfield. He's out number 2 on 1. Krasiska over the top. Play on's the call. Umpire Scroop decides to go in and ball it up. Banfield comes out talking.
Well, he dragged the ball back in, Krasiska. I thought he may have, in fact, played the mark there. What's wrong with that?
Bounced out when he hit the ground.
And then he dragged the ball back in. That's what Banfield was dirty on, the fact he then tackled him. And Krasiska no attempt to get the ball out.
Banfield in his way was right, but it was a mark initially. Down went Burns. Wilds over the ball. Kept it going. Shawball close to the boundary line. Was very close with the kick. That's out. The boundary throw in. And on the 50. West Coast 5-8. Collingwood 5-4.
The stats almost identical. 101 kicks each. 49 handballs. Collingwood 50. West Coast.
Score's not quite identical, but only 4 points. Less than a kick. Shawball and Donnelly. Sharkey tackled by Donnelly. And a stalemate, according to Darren Goldspink. So the competitiveness of Collingwood stood them in good stead today. They've all had a dip. The coach can't ask for anything more than that. Shawball goes for the grubber. And that's effective. Not too many other options. Walker just running into picture, but it's out of bounds in front of him on centre wing on the outer side.
Quite a contrast to Buckley, Shawball, but effective nevertheless.
And that's all the coach wants. Effectiveness. Richardson with Donnelly. Hits Simmons. Sharkey. Richardson. Both of them combined. This is Allen. But straight to Jakovic. Intended for Walker. Simmons, who has been pretty good. He's a right half back. He needs to get it moving quickly as the clock ticks down to the main break. At the back is Donnelly. Russell will get there first. A little bit of a push. Not out of bounds, still in play. He kicks towards Buckley, who got taken out of the contest. Krasiska gives it to him. That kick from Buckley probably his worst for the day. Hart chops it off. Long hand pass to the advantage of Mainwaring. Around McDonald. Spears the pass in towards half forward, and he's found Don Pike. Now, you need to be Dave McNamara to kick that one. He doesn't quite get there, and at half-time the Eagles will go in with an advantage of 4 points. West Coast leading 5-8-38. Collingwood 5-4-34. 4 points, 5-8 to 5-4. Downsborough and Monkhurst go at it. Socket off the ground. Now Simmons. Simmons' kick out towards right half forward. Almost a mark taken. Donnelly. Burns does the tidying up work for Collingwood. Kicks back towards centre wing. Hassel. Socket away out of his clutches by Evans. Now it comes to Russell. Showing Schofield a clean pair of heels. Into space. Matera nicely trapped on the half volley. Patterson's got him, but he didn't have the footing. And Matera will take the free kick. Mainwaring trying to break away, but the advantage rule not being paid. Very clever by Peter Matera. Knew the tackle was coming. This is Gehrig with Walker on the mark. Gehrig floats it to McKenna, who marks in front of Prestigiacomo, the veteran and the youngster. McKenna from left centre wing. Early in the third quarter. Looks for a lead. Gets it from Downsborough. Not really much closer to goal. He's opponent Monkhurst on the mark. That's a mammoth kick. Shawble underneath it. Donnelly gives the hand pass away. Pike steadies on 50. Off one step. Long bomb into goals. Off target. Just off target, let me add. And through for only one behind. That makes the difference 5 points. It's 5-9 to 5-4.
Good try. Now Buckley, whose kicking in was a feature in the first half. Williams up ahead. Ignored.
Collingwood in the huddle at centre half forward. Dennis, just being surrounded by the West Coast players, not the zone defence.
Now they start to move. Buckley gets a warning. Goes short. Right. Buckley cruises past. The hand pass not spot on, held him up slightly, and that affected what happened next, but Shawble's got it. Wasn't a free-flowing kick around the outer side. Oh, look at the man on the mark. It ricochets to Lovell. Feigns a hand pass. No Eagles down the ground. He had to hold on to the ball. Lewis, a longer kick, goes for goal. That's a magnificent effort. It bounces on its point, comes back to Metropolis. It was touched. It goes straight up in the air. Two players have got him. It's on the line. He may have socketed it across. No, it's still in play. And Russell comes away and goes short, taken by Wright. And Wright has it in the back pocket. Well, Metropolis lying on the ground, trying to soccer it across the line. Williams had it knocked away by Simmons. Banfield kept it alive. Evans 55 metres out. Lovell has to wait. Krasiska gets back. Knocked it away. Russell. Shawble in the goal square. This third term has started with enterprise from both teams. Right to Buckley, running up to centre half back. Kicks to the leading Walker. Pitches wide at the mark. Monkhorst tiptoes after it, like wearing snowshoes. Slapped back by Walker. Monkhorst again. Hassel. Wild, 55 metres out. Tackled. Moved the ball about 15 metres. Patterson headbutts a teammate. Smothered off the boot by McKenna. Goes again. Hassel's got it. He kicks a point. Well, some improvisation at both ends of the ground.
And the difference is back to 4 points. Johnny Hassel so near gets so far, as was the case at the other end. McKenna. Long to the outer side. This is Gehrig. He gets on his bike. Hassel gives chase. 3 bounces. Still he goes. Jakovic comes at Hassel. He has another one. Not a great kick off the boot. But they might be able to make something through Donnelly. 55 metres out. He goes at goal and bounces that one through. That's a beauty.
Andrew Donnelly, 11 goals for the season. Best haul, 4 against Melbourne in round 6. His first of the afternoon. And the Eagles slip away to lead by 10 points now. Downsborough goes up, knocks it down. Wild in trouble. Nicely done by Mainwaring across to Pike, looking for Lewis on the lead. He's held it. Chris Lewis just inside the attacking 50 for the West Coast Eagles. Good kick. Not beyond him. The breeze has fallen away considerably since the start of the game. And now, very nice conditions for kicking a goal and for football in general. Lewis right on the 50, doesn't time it, slides it across the face. Fisted down in front. Banfield to White, kept it in, goes in short, nicely done, back to Simmons, barely 10, but mark to stand. Simmons back to White, but the mark hadn't been set. Not a bad grab by White either, if you don't mind. Grabbed it in one hand. Now Simmons. He's got some savvy kicking for goal, don't rule him out here. Simmons bends it back, hit the post. He thinks about his kicking at goal pretty well, Paul Simmons. 6-10-5-5.
I had to go for the dictionary.
Which one got you?
Goal.
Well.
Nathan Buckley, who's kicking it, has been a feature today. The huddle again at half-back. Quite often he's left it until the warning, then he goes long. He's got the warning, and he goes long again. Schauble, a good knock-on to the advantage of now Krasiska. Kevin Krasiska kicks inside 50, and they've done it again. They've moved it one end of the ground to the other. McDonald has got the mark.
It's the advantage for getting that long direct kick out from the kickoff. You go over 50, and then just to have that set up, someone just knocking the ball on, a taller play, so long as you've got runners going through the lines, always a chance to clear the ball out.
One sort of senses it's danger time here for Collingwood. They've got to stay in touch with the Eagles, so this is a very important kick early in the third term.
It's a good kick too.
Alex McDonald.
Savvy.
Right between the middle. One goal.
Eagles by 5 points. Schofield knocks it out of midair. Pike was in there. Schofield goes again. The main wearing. Line of the congestion. Kicks inside the 50. Lewis is up. Good mark too. Not easy to mark that. It came off the boot in rather disorganized fashion.
I think Money would say that was a pass.
I'm sure he would. And will.
Looked as if Scott Burns may have been in the box seat, but just mistimed his run there, and Lewis just getting in front.
So, another important kick. Miscued on the last effort. The angle far better here. Kicks from 45. Good effort. Goal. So they're slugging it out at Subi. Goal for goal early in the third term.
Yes, good reply then. Good work out of the centre too by the Eagles there. Schofield giving Mainwaring some chance to run onto the ball, and his kick is finished just off the side there. He was looking for Lewis. He did find him.
Six individual Eagles goal kickers.
They had 12 last week, Pete, so they are sharing it around.
Mitchell White, the only multiple. It's 7-10 to 6-5. Next goal vital for Collingwood. Houghton loses out to Downsborough. Williams and Mainwaring. And the ball paddled to the boundary for a throw-in. Directly across grounds. On the boundary line, Mark Richardson preparing to come back on. Downsborough wins it at the back. Wild and Evans. He's taken high, but he did buck the head. Try on a good call. White, a little give, Lovell. No one there. Morrison. Off one step. Not a bad sort of a kick. Lewis got one hand to it. Hit the behind post, so it's out of bounds. And to throw it right next to the behind post to the West Coast Eagles forward pocket. 13 minutes left in the third quarter. Chris Lewis barking instructions at his teammates. West Coast box. The lead by 11 points. Schauble and Donnelly. Right, overruns it, Lovell, little nudge in the back. And the ball up directly in front of goal. So the Magpies will be desperate to get this away. And the goal would give the Eagles a more than useful break, similar to the one they had in the first quarter when they kicked the first 3. Shawball goes high, big punch, doesn't clear the zone. Morrison just can't trap it. Schofield was waiting for the hand pass, but it didn't come. Still in the forward pocket, 25 metres from goal. Centre breaks. Donnelly taken high, was he? Lovell, wide, free kick it is. I don't really think you could argue too much with that.
Grant White definitely take him high on the left shoulder.
Andrew Donnelly has kicked 1 goal 1 today. Distance for him will not be a problem. He's got the accuracy as well, so it's a handy lead now for the Eagles in the 3rd quarter.
Now play coming off the ground, bleeding.
That same cut again.
Yep, Tony Evans. He's been working hard.
So Banfield's going to go into the square.
Cousins go up to the flank where Banfield came from, and Russell will pick him up.
Need a cut man down on the bench these days, like in your corner in boxing. Play restarts eventually. Banfield liked his work, crashes in. Pack collapses on him, and we'll have a ball up alongside the centre circle. So suddenly Collingwood with their problems. It's 8-10 to 6-5. They need the next goal. Downsborough, who's done well, knocks it down. Banfield on the burst again. Cousins slickly away. Simmons about 70 metres out, pulls it back. Morris in the half volley in trouble. Got it to White. Nicely done. White dragged down from behind. Banfield goes off the left from 52 metres. Lewis misses it. Out of bounds. So the Magpies under siege at the present time. Richardson on for Hock. Boundary throw in meantime. Donnelly likes to grab these. Worked out of it. Didn't have a chance. Morrison 25 metres out. Misses. 59 plays 41. As we go down once again to Dwayne Lamb.
Thanks, Dennis. Evo got another knock to that same eye, so it's just starting to bleed, so he's patching up again.
3 goals the difference, 59 to 41. And let's see if Nathan Buckley tries the same tactics again. He'll wait for the whistle, as he has done so many times, which is forthcoming. And then he goes long. There's the whistle. This time short, and a good lead from Shawball. Just up from the back pocket. A one-on-one duel now. He kicks to Walker. Nicely roved by Williams. He'll have to be slick. Downsborough came at him. The hand pass out in front of Crow. It's Sharkey to Walker. Close to the boundary, over the boundary, just as Collingwood had it on their forward line for a rarity in this term. Matera loses a little bit of ground. McKenna, McIntosh, the Super Max combine. Kick comes up towards Drew Banfield. Donnelly. Inside 50. Grisiska with the punch. Didn't clear it. Excellent tackle by Sharkey. The ball jarred free in the tackle. Lovell giving him some opposition. Simmons there tries to claim it just inside the line with Russell and Richardson. And it's out of bounds on 50. 59 to 41 in the 3rd quarter. We're about at the halfway mark. Evans on the boundary line. Big punch down towards where Burns should be able to gather. He does. A quick kick over his shoulder. Mainwaring would have been a sensational mark. Williams on his knees. Shawball. That's out of bounds. Is it on the full? No.
He went to kick it with his left boot, got put off balance, and then he followed through with his right. Actually forced the ball over the line.
Did well. Next goal to Collingwood is a must. Trailed by 3 in a low-scoring affair at Subiaco. Mainwaring. No mark taken by Krasiska. Lewis off the ground. Richardson and Lovell, and the ball through for 1 behind. So another behind to West Coast, and that makes the difference now. 20 points, 8-12 to 6-5. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third.
A sense of deja vu as far as the Magpies are concerned. This is how the game started. Walker kicks in. He's got the Buckley magic. Found Burns, who kicks towards the wing. Running back, Donnelly. He's been very good in this term. Missed the bouncing ball, though. Rest of Giacomo over the top. Off his step, Sharkey. Down towards the attacking 50. McDonald to Crow. Vacant goal square. Good kick. Just wide of the mark. Bounces through for a behind. Crow under pressure. There he is, the former Hawk, playing against the Eagles. Scott Crow. Hart. McKenna. Simmons. And now Banfield at half-back. Downsborough. They've got confidence to go to the big man. He kicks it down towards half-forward. Donnelly in front again. Walker. Flew from behind. Russell. Nicely done. A hand pass untidy. Just to Giacomo and Shawbrook. Messing it up there. Lovell comes away. The short one is on to White. And White is marked right on the 50. White making goal square. Goes for distance. That's a magnificent kick.
Mitchell White has 3 goals, the leading goal kicker in the match, and that's the biggest lead the Eagles have had today. It's out to 4 goals, so it may be slipping away for Collingwood now. Hike up towards half-forward. Cousins, not the greatest of hand passes he's delivered today. White tried to go off the ground. Sharky's in there. Goldsmith will bounce it short of half-forward for West Coast. And like they were in the first quarter, in attack for most of the time. We have 8 minutes left. Just to kick it at the first 2 changes. So Collingwood struggling to hang on. Evans back onto the ground. Schofield's on the bench. Downsborough thought about the hand pass. Ultimately goes to Lovell. Oh, that's a good mark to Morrison. Strong mark by the youngster. Played in the Victorian Metro Commonwealth Bank under-17 side last year. Kicking from pretty well right on 50. He's gone back a long way. He kicks. It's on its way. Hit the post. 1 goal, 2 to Chad Morrison.
That's their 3rd of the term. Mainwaring, Simmons, and now Morrison.
9-13 to 6-6.
Walker to bring it in again. Hassel on the burst. He's got this one up towards left half back. Short one is on right. More central. Williams goes to the other side. The kick not a lot effective. Williams will run onto it though. It worked out well enough. He's on the wing in more ways than one. He kicks down towards half forward. Patterson 35 metres out. They need a goal desperately. Patterson. Oh, terrific kick. Beauty. And again, the quick transference of play. Patterson, his 17th goal of the season.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it, to get that clean possession out from the kickoff. And Walker's last 2 kicks since being moved to centre-half back on Mitchell White, allowing Buckley to go on the ball. He's now in the centre. Been very important. Good evasive skills there by Patterson. The finish from that pocket is a right footer. Good effort.
A bit of toe-to-toe stuff. Patterson and Matera. Not for the first time today, I add. 7 minutes left in the term. Collingwood hang in. Great goal. Richardson, claim. That it comes to Evans from a standing start. He'll kick to half forward. Shawbrook and Donnelly has got the mark. He's been busy this term, very lively. And the kick again, marked by the youngster Morrison. a little bit further out this time. He hit the post last occasion.
Donnelly's been very good, Pete.
He has. He's from Victoria.
Oh, well, does that make him? Oh, well, I understand now. It's all become
We're going to claim him.
Much clearer. Hang on, you're talking about Morrison.
Morrison. You were talking about Donnelly, yes. They've both been liable. That's not a bad kick. He's got it. Just cleared the line. It's 10-13 to 7-6.
Just asserting themselves a bit more, the Eagles, and just making sure after that Patterson goal they just get back on top of it. No question Donnelly, along with Mitchell White, have been the key forwards, the focal points there. Morrison in the van on a couple of occasions.
Just over 6 minutes till three-quarter time. The margin now out to 25 points. Mainwaring Sockers down towards half forward. Could have almost been a free to Cousins off the ball. Down goes Lovell, penalised for holding the ball. Good strong tackle. Now 50.
Because he didn't pick the ball up and give it straight back to Richardson. That's so harsh. Not quite Greg Scoop there saying.
Well, that's interesting because Richardson also holding the ball in.
Exactly. So he's penalised the player making the play, and then because he doesn't give the ball back, he just put it on the ground. He gets 50.
Richardson to Williams, and Williams a terrific kick. Big pack. Jakovic from behind knocked it down. McIntosh against the flow. Matera. There's a little aggro down there. Burek through his legs in trouble. Back to Matera. Well, he takes them on the goal line if you don't mind. The crowd love it. It comes back towards half back. Evans can't keep it in. Johnny Hassel optimistically thought it came off the foot. It certainly didn't do that.
Very high foot.
Flunked anatomy at school. Boundary throw in. Left half forward. Richardson beautifully done down behind Buckley. Pushed in the back. No free. Pike. Mainwaring. They're combining better now. Evans towards the wing. Donnelly again over his head. Cousins held without it. Nothing doing. Hassel comes away.
Johnny Hassel, quick pass to right at midfield. McKenna, safe hands. Good mark under pressure.
Does that so well, Pete. Just gets himself in the way. Clean possession.
Back to Jakovic, back to McKenna. They give it off to Hart. Hart from half back to Evans. Nice bit of sticking plaster he's got on his face there. Hart from Jakovic. Now combining a lot better. White leading Walker a merry dance. Turns on a Supney bit. Kicks long off one step. Lewis in the pocket. From Francisco, the two number 28s.
Mitchell White's, sorry, Pete. Yeah, Mitchell White's disposal just sensational.
Gee, he can kick long. Doesn't need much of a run-up.
Timing.
Lewis has got one in this quarter. Certainly his most productive quarter of the match to date. Should get the distance from there. 45 out. Not a bad effort. Not a bad effort. Chris Lewis. He's kicked his second.
So we're talking 31 points now. Approaching three-quarter time. The third term again proving a good one for the West Coast Eagles. Pike to Hart. Out wide. Donnelly, who's been terrific, gathers the bouncing ball. Well, intended for Evans. Good luck. From behind Evans. Knocked away by Wright. Evans got it. Great kick. Evans about 75 metres out. The short one is on to Simmons. He's marked about 55 metres out. Cousins going to the square. Collingwood flooding back. Cousins in behind. Almost. Banfield turns around. Fell over. Lewis can't get there. Diving on top of it for Siska. And the umpire decides to ball it up. Umpire McLaren just metres away. Crowd not happy. Ball up about 5 metres out. Downsborough coming off. Turnbull coming back on. Meantime, Shawbull over the top. Forces are behind. Houghton is tagging Turnbull because he comes on as well.
80 to 48.
The ultimate tag, Pete.
It was tag team wrestling. And it's Walker. He's going to kick it back in this time.
It's a catch-22, Roscoe. You hope the bloke you're playing on plays well. Get more time.
Walker out very wide to Buckley, who's done most of the kicking in today. And Buckley very close to the line. The kick went, the ball went over it. The throw in right on 50. 80 to 48, 11-14 to 7-6. The Eagles have broken this game wide open now in the third quarter. Evans from the throw in to Simmons. He hit the post before with a shot at the back wide. Oh, Morrison! What a great mark by the youngster. Should I mention again he's from Victoria?
No.
Okay.
And 50 metres, you can get 50 metres when you're that close to goal. Great jump.
It was a great mark, wasn't it? He's got a great future. He's got a great pair of hands, terrific leap, and he kicks a goal. What more can you want? Fantastic. He kicks his third.
Well, Burns playing close, the former South Australian. Bit late now. Turnbull thumps it forward. Richardson across the ground. Waring leads in the race. Will it stay in? No. 12-14, 7-6. Good term by the West Coast Eagles. And that says something.
Effectiveness of Downsborough.
Yes. But it's Turnbull now. Knocks it down. Swooping on the loose ball, Evans, as always. So professional. Gave it away to Pike. Tumbles down towards half forward. Mitchell White attacking the ball. Oh, brilliantly done. White still going. Donnelly over the top. Cousins, like his chances from here. Cousins, no. Pulls it across the face. Lovell across the line. They confer behind. .12-15 play, 7-6. Buckley to bring it in.
7-goal quarter by the Eagles, 7-2. And the usual ploy of Nathan Buckley to get the warning from the umpire. That's a half volley to right. It doesn't matter. This is Crow in the back pocket. We thought it was going to be a danger quarter for Collingwood, and in fact that's the way it has turned out. Big fly from Houghton. Lewis measures it out to Pike. Pike goes in short to Evans. They're chopping him to pieces at half forward. Loose men everywhere. White, he can go from there. Off one step again, but has missed, just shaved the post. He can't believe he missed it. And one behind by Mitchell White. 3 goals, 1. 12-16 to 7-6. 7 goals, 8. So a 50-point total to the Eagles in this quarter. Burns this time. Buckley missed what he probably should have taken. Simmons looks for holding the ball. Must have been pretty close because he didn't really try to get that out.
Well, he had no support, in fairness to him, but it doesn't alter the fact, does it?
Now let's see if he did make an attempt. He drags the ball in. What's your decision at home?
I think he's saying he got whacked on the head.
Walker a chance. Leaves it for his teammate in Crow. Ball jarred free. Still Walker. Richardson can't get past Turnbull. Evans goes in. Crow tackled, drops it, or was it a bounce? Houghton. Collingwood free kick.
Back to Crow for being held.
So Scott Crow at left half back as the clock ticks down to 3/4 time.
Crow up towards the wing. Big pack. Jakovic knocked it down. Houghton. Buckley was held. No free. Still Buckley. The ball up. Just seconds remaining till 3/4 time. Buckley's right. Pleading his case. Whoa, I think he's conjugating a few verbs there. There's a bounce on the wing. Turnbull and Houghton. Houghton clean possession on the siren. And Buckley will go again. You watch.
He's going to have another go. In fact, he had. Yeah.
I'm a good judge of human nature sometimes, Roscoe.
Wow. What was that word again?
What he said? It's 3/4 time. 12-16 to 7-6. Great term by the West Coast Eagles. Hey, Michael's pumped up as well. Bit happening here. A lot of feeling. Two old rivals, the West Coast Eagles and Collingwood. They've gone hard this afternoon. Collingwood undermanned. Now McKenna's going across to talk with the umpires.
Umpire McLaren.
Yes, he was sent by Michael Malthouse. Their ears still ringing after Nathan Buckley had a shot before and after the three-quarter time siren.
So the final quarter at Subiaco, and Collingwood with the job ahead of it. The Magpies trailing by 40 points. They want some goals. They want them quickly. Richardson on the edge of the square. Bad hand pass. Opportunity for Wild, though, to get clear. A short kick. Oh, Wright showed courage there. Didn't bring the mark in. Looks for a free kick for holding the ball. It could have been against, who's that on the bottom? Evans. But the umpire says no. Yes, there were a couple of controversial decisions late in the third quarter. Buckley had words. McKenna had words to the umpire as well. Turnbull. A little give. Now it's down to Banfield. On to Gehrig, his look-alike. Hart says go, and he does. Pinpoint accuracy needed, and it was to Guy McKenna, who marks in front of Houghton. Hart, who has been busy. Good kick by the back pocket player. Out to Matera in front of Wright. Maybe still troubled by that ankle. Matera to Turnbull. Not much closer to goal. And the mark taken a little bit further downfield by Drew Banfield. And to Jakovic. Shawball comes at him. Jakovic unloads with a bomb. But it is out of bounds. Must have gone 60 metres. Collingwood free kick in the back pocket will be taken by Sharkey. The Magpies needed up the other end of the ground quickly if they're to get back into the match. It's 12-16 to 7-8.
In fact, Crow's got the ball now. Turned out a nice day after the threat of early rain. In fact, we got a shower. Run on start time. Turnbull from behind went up. Russell's hand pass ineffective. Simmons trapped it nicely. Turnbull off his step. Tumbles it. Counterwards full forward. McDonald comes away. Short one to the pocket. This is Russell. 12-16. 7-6. After the Eagles led by just 4 points at half-time. Good mark in front by Wild. Jason Wild to Buckley. Playing with plenty of emotion. Slips it to Crow. Now he can go. Crow through the middle. Running down towards half forward. Settles on the lead. Wilson almost. Tied up by McKenna and McIntosh. Well done by McKenna. Sent it goalward. This is Evans. Evans the short one. Brilliantly done. Donnelly. Little 1-2. Evans down towards centre half forward. Lewis lost his man. And that should be 50.
Yes, McDonald just really taking his eyes off the foot, expecting the ball to carry further off Evans' right boot. Lewis just turned. McDonald no chance to get back.
Why no 50?
I'm not the umpire.
Oh, I'm sorry, Roscoe.
Maybe he was being just a little bit kind.
Chris Lewis from about 25 metres out. He's kicked two, both of them in the third term, and his third right here. The lead currently at 40 points. Shocker. Bending back to goal. Just tricky. Big sigh around the ground there, and somehow it wobbles back. Ah, well, you take them any way you get them.
Chris Lewis is third. A real drawn ball, that one. Out of the congestion, Pike. But there is a whistle. It's going to be an Eagles free kick.
I think he'll get it for being legged, Pete. By McLaren saying that.
Don Pike from midfield. The Eagles now looking for percentage. 13-16 to 7-6. Out to Jakovic. Gehrig says go. Tries to keep Walker at bay. Prestigiacomo gets a fist to it to keep it away from White, but it's out of bounds again in the Eagles' right forward pocket. So Collingwood unable to cross the centre line so far in the final quarter. And the margin is quite substantial. There's only a kick in it at quarter time, 4 points, same at half time. Donnelly holding the ball. McDonald will take the free kick. Francis. Haven't seen too much of him. When he was on before, he did okay. Hassel kicked a couple of goals for Collingwood. Buckley's been probably their most consistent. Burns at midfield in front of Morrison, who took a fantastic grab late in the third quarter. He's kicked 3 goals. Collingwood needs some goals now, and this is Scott Crowe who takes the mark. Kicks it back to his teammate in right. He's gone a little bit longer. McIntosh hit him on the tummy, couldn't complete the mark. Simmons over the top of McKenna. Still he goes. Away from Houghton. Well played on to Mainwaring at half-back. Mainwaring a little chip to Hart. Mainwaring right there with him, telling him to keep going, son. And he does. Another bounce. Kick a goal. Long bomb. Lewis at the back. Off the hands of the pack. And a rush behind the West Coast. So Hart nearly did it. Another couple of steps and possibly he could have achieved it. It's 95 to 48 at Subiaco. 13-17 to 7-6.
Paul Sharkey. Short. McDonald confronted. Buckley. Short one is on. Wild just over his head. Now Pike in trouble. Got the hand pass off. Evans grabbed. Russell, a good hand pass. Releases Williams. Goes very short. White has it. Inside the centre square and comes across the ground. Crowe again finding some space. He's about 65 metres out. Pops it in short. Hot fingertips to it. 2 Collingwood players collided. Donnelly working all over the ground now. Got the ball across to Banfield, to Pike. Pike to Evans. Matera cruising past out wide. Why not use him? Matera on the wing. Down towards the 50. Lewis. Well, Collingwood need to be careful now. In it for the first half, but you get the feeling they could be run off their legs right here. Chris Lewis will kick from outside the 50, and that would be disappointing if, in fact, the Eagles were to storm home over the top of the Magpies, because they played with great heart early. Short one is on. That was a clever mark. Morrison into minds as he approached that ball. Falling to the ground, he hugged it in very well.
Yes, he's pushed himself wide, but good effort. Kept it off the dirt.
Took a spectacular mark in the previous term, in which he kicked 2 goals. He's going at his 4th right here, looking to consolidate a place in this team. Chad Morrison. No. Dare I say it. Not a good kick. Last time I said it, it resulted in a goal. That's out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket.
You've got to get more consistency, Dennis. That's what we're looking for. Scotty Russell. Pretty crowded half-back line. Turnbull. Or is it Donnelly in front? Who's got it? It's one of the 2. Donnelly's come down with it. They both had fingers on it.
Played a game.
He has. It's not a bad sort of a kick. Let's see if he goes for it. He has done. Given it a real sort of a roost. Mark in the goal square. Lovell.
An area of his game too, Pete, that he's improved upon. I'm not sure if he's actually worked on it, but his overhead marking, particularly the last 3 or 4 games, has been pretty strong. There's some circumstances where normally you wouldn't expect him to take some grabs. Pretty good stats.
121 games for Melbourne. 15 metres out. He kicks a goal. His first today.
So 53 points now. West Coast on top. More than double Collingwood's score.
Magpies haven't scored in the last quarter.
Francis and Turnbull. Turnbull crashes in hard. Finishes up on top of the ball. And another bounce. Very close to a sellout crowd, this one. They're enjoying it. Although plenty of support for Collingwood too, must say that. Number of functions in the city as Richardson goes short to Buckley. The Woodsman very active in Perth, like everywhere else. A lot of supporters for Collingwood. Buckley down towards half forward. Well, McIntosh missed the mark, but he's going to get the free. He was a bit lucky there.
Untidy by Patterson, though, Dennis, wasn't it? Really, no chance of getting the footy there, and he just crashed. Watch this, straight in the back of McIntosh.
So McIntosh, left half back. It's been steady again this afternoon. To Lovell, just getting free. Kicks it towards the outer side and Hart. He turned Hassel around. Hart and Hassel through the legs. Williams now forward of the wing. Patterson close to the line. It's quite hard. Stephen Patterson short to right. Lewis coming off the ground. Metropolis coming back on. Oh, terrible kick by Wright. Found Turnbull. Banfield surprised by it all to Evans. Evans out wide towards the outer side. Pike's got it now. Down towards half forward and White. Such a good game from Mitchell White. In trouble this time. Pike left it behind. And Collingwood. Prestigiacomo falling to the ground. Got it up to right. Nicely played away to Russell. Russell on the wing inside the 50.
Russell, kick up towards McKenna. Wilson, a little hand pass. Patterson into the pocket. Jakovic too strong for Shawbull. He's got him. McKenna went the other way. Now Gehrig close to the kickoff line, gets it up towards half back. Evans was off. Williams has got him. Had to get rid of it quickly. Did well in a tight situation. Along the boundary line, Williams raking left footer, and that's a terrific pass. And he's found Houghton about 45 metres from goal.
Play by Williams to keep the ball in play and then spot his teammate. It's been a good duel between he and Mainwaring.
Any score would be Collingwood's first of the final quarter. They've only kicked 2 goals, 2 since half-time. And Munro punt off the boot. It's effective though nonetheless. It's a goal.
Rucks go at it again, and penalised is Francis, putting the boot up. So Turnbull taking this one. Comes out wide. Mitchell White leads back in the race. All picked up by Lovell. Sharkey got him. Prestigiacomo heads for the boundary line, and that's good enough. Well played. So boundary throw in inside the attacking 50 for the West Coast Eagles. Donnelly waiting. Francis gets in front, knocks it down. Donnelly. White hard against the line, pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Here's Cousins, still going. Cousins deep in the pocket, snaps and misses.
A lot.
And Barnes on the foot. Ben Cousins, one of 7 players in this Eagles side this afternoon. His dad played in the WAFL. Astounding figure, really. Although probably more Norwood players in Collingwood when you think about it. Here's Buckley out of the back pocket towards the outer side.
Turnbull goes at it with Francis, and it's out of bounds. 14-17 to 8-6 in the final quarter. At about the halfway stage, the Eagles breaking the shackles and breaking Collingwood's spirit in the third term, which we expected they might do. It comes to Banfield. He's well shepherded. Had a lot on offer. Mainwaring liked his game. Evans, who's been on and off through cuts. Russell to Wild. Back to Scotty Russell. Here's that too to Wilson. McIntosh. Pike. Mainwaring. They share it around. Back to Pike again. Loses a little bit of ground though. Matera. Nice iron shot. 9-iron shot, but he's put that one out of bounds. Francis will take the free. He'll give it to Buckley, or he thought about giving it to Buckley, who made a lead. Now he goes long himself to half forward. Walker and Houghton were there, or Wilson it was, and Houghton. Banfield, little hand pass. Cousins read it well. Hart, gee, he's had a lot of run today. Like his game as well. And sticky fingers out there, White.
Star that fellow.
He has turned it a perler. A little bit of defence down there by the Eagles. Now Graham Wright. Williams, very constructive as a rule. That one's effective. to Burns. Burns is at right centre wing. Collingwood desperately tried to set something up. Buckley now with Evans standing the mark. Buckley will bring it back. Back to Williams, who's clear. He decides to go for a run. He's clear of White and well shepherded. Kenner needs to punch. Down to Hart again, who's going to run it out of defence. Gee, he's been terrific. Back to White. And he can take the mark, and he can.
It's his 15th, I think, Pete.
Oh, fantastic game. BOG, you'd reckon. Lovell, who took a very strong mark in the goal square for his first goal today and became the 7th Eagles player to kick a goal. The former Demon from left centre wing kicks inside 50. Metropolis had it punched away from him. Couldn't complete the grab. He might get a second chance here. The hand pass effective to Simmons. He hit the post with one of his shots before, and that one's missed by about a metre. He's got 3 behinds against his name. The Eagles to 14-18, playing 8-6.
Back behind play, Mitchell White, very tired. Here's Burns. Wide, Francis in front. Turnbull reaches over the top, held it brilliantly, knocked it away and out of bounds. So eventually, it's gone much as expected this game. Undermanned Collingwood against the Eagles running back into form. Turning into a mismatch. Wild around the outer side, but Collingwood certainly gave a yelp early. Whoops! Throw. Upended immediately. Nicely done by Wilson. Hasn't seen much of the ball. Kicks inside the 50. Wrestling down there, Walker and Gehrig. Coming away, McKenna. Brilliantly done. Over 60 metres and so precise. Simmons intent on drawing a man. Francis now goes to Turnbull, who's normally a long kick. He goes from 65. Loved it.
Good guy, McKenna. What a way to mop up. What a very good mopper-upper. Just read it beautifully across Hart back, and as Dennis said, his spotting kick over 60 metres was spot on. And Turnbull, who does back himself a fair bit, is a prodigious kick.
Oh, what a roost.
Great, and good shepherd on the goal line too by Morrison.
The second goal of Ryan Turnbull, unquestionably the longest goal of the day. It's 15-18 now to 8-6. 108 plays 54, so the Eagles exactly double Collingwood's score. They've been far too superior after half-time. Quick kick by Buckley, marked by Williams in front of Banfield on the edge of the square. Never gives up trying. Paul Williams in short. Shawball over the top. Patterson, the left footer. Snap is not bad. It rolls through for a goal. So Stephen Patterson kicked his second. And the Eagles continue on their merry way. Started the season indifferently, but they've certainly put it together over the last few weeks to be a real premiership contender again. Simmons takes the hand pass, a long bomb. Out to Donnelly, liked his game as well. He marks in front of Sharkey. He's got in short. Metropolis turns out a threepenny bit outside 50. A real worm burner intended for White. Should be chopped off and picked up. It is by Burns, and Burns goes for a run.
Quick towards the outer side. Francis had it knocked away. This is Crow to Wild. Down towards half forward. Good grab taken by Houghton. Is it left half forward? Houghton pops it up inside the 50. A lack of conviction there, and Hart, who's been terrific, gets back to Gehrig, to Matera, and away they go. What a good kick going in. Matera stops, centres, Mainwaring adopted the crash position. Buckley went over the top. Buckley back towards Matera. Great grab. Peter Matera. In rare form recently. Goes backwards. Hart. Been very, very good Hart. In excess of 20 possessions. Matera. Beautiful kick towards the outer side. Well, not quite. Turnbull goes. And hand passes out of bounds. So boundary throw in. Hart 23 possessions. 14 kicks, 9 hand passes. Donnelly, 19. playing on the forward line as a set forward. Mitchell White, though, the star of the afternoon without question. 15 marks, 20 kicks, 5 hand passes. Close to the boundary line. Cousins kept it in. No, it was a cross.
And 3 goals.
And just the work rate. Presenting,
Yep.
running, chasing. Can you get more than 3?
Could.
Bonus points like the old Sheffield Shield days. White again. Gives it off. Pike off his step inside the 50. McDonald only as far as Lovell. He's 40 metres out. Pulls it back to the middle. Evans. Oh, Tony made to earn it. Burns came hard.
50.
So Evans at point blank range now. And week in, week out, this man sets the standard for courage amongst the West Coast Eagles, and wouldn't have crossed his mind not to go hard at that one, despite the scoreline. He will kick his first goal of the afternoon.
Price group just being a bit pedantic there.
The finishing touch. And he'll be back, I think, with the cut man once more. Full-time job.
Yes. But you're quite right there, Dennis. The standard he has set is just outstanding. He's got a big possession winner normally, but the stuff he does get, quality in it, his work rate with his body too is outstanding. Does a lot of work in the packs. So he gets the cut. You see Morrison standing up there too. Good spirit.
So Schofield back on. 16-18 to 9-6. Yes, that's a decent old cut. He probably won't be back. There's not too many minutes left in the match now. The Eagles have it well and truly parcelled up. Francis high to Wild. Kicks past Simmons towards half forward. Walker started off well. Haven't seen too much of him in the last couple of terms. Cousins, good turn of speed, nicely balanced. Kicks up towards half forward. Strong mark to Sharkey. To Buckley, who has knocked up trying. He had Williams. Scotty Russell, that might be 50.
Should be.
It isn't. Russell will take the kick at right centre wing. 114, plays 60. He's got in short to Nathan Buckley. And first kick for the day, probably. To young Ben Wilson.
Second, please.
Second, sorry. Short-changed him. Houghton has the mark. He's kicked 1 goal, Trent Houghton, in this quarter. For Collingwood's 10th. He's not going to get it with that kick. The goal umpire may give him a behind if he's generous. He does. The 1 goal run to Trent Houghton. 16-18 to 9-7.
Very untidy controlling with the boot, Pete. Never looked like it as soon as he left his hand.
Guy McKenna kicks in. Breaking for him is McIntosh, who got met very heavily earlier in this quarter. He seems to be moving all right, so that's good news. And the ball just taking a little bit of a dip out there on the man that I think we unanimously agree is BOG. Mitchell White. He's turned it a perler. The Eagles leading by 53 points, so a good percentage booster for them. With the last few minutes being played out before what has been a very good crowd.
Mitchell White waiting for that siren. Banfield goes into the pack, grabs it. Cousins, who's been very lively in this term, in trouble. Pike measures the hand pass. Schofield, who started so well. Hassel's got him. Could have almost been holding the ball. Crow out of trouble. And again, well played. Crow with some space now. Kicks towards the half-forward line. Matera and Buckley waiting behind Cousins. McIntosh. He's at half-back. Goes very short. Pike low down. Couldn't hang on. Ties it up effectively, though. Battling with Patterson. We'll have a ball up. About 65 metres out from Collingwood's attacking goal. They're down 61 to 114. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. They started in great spirit, but the longer it's gone, the class has shone through. And Turnbull gets a free.
Kicked a great goal earlier in this quarter, certainly the longest of the match. Ryan Turnbull from half-back. Sticky fingers again, Donnelly. See a lot of options on the Eagles forward line, which is something they haven't always had in recent times. Wright and Morrison. Wright, will he paddle at the goal? Morrison's just about got him. Oh, he socked it off the ground. Terrific effort by the youngster. Just misses the major portion of the prize and one behind. So 3 goals, 3 out of the Eagles' tally of 16-19.
Yeah, Pete, I mean, it looked as if certainly it might have been a kick, but I'm not sure that Wright didn't actually scoop that up.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's a point's been given.
It was a good contest, Ross.
Yep. Donnelly
again. This time punched clear of him. Wild. Towards midfield. Hart. Houghton. Not Houghton. Hassel. Chance for Crow. Measures it to Patterson. Patterson goes in short, and Walker was lively early, but like so many teammates, has had trouble getting near the footy in the second half. The way he's going back, maybe fancies himself a chance to kick this. He'd be a good 55 metres out. 8th kick for Walker. Doesn't quite get onto it the way he would have liked. One-on-one contests, and the mark is there to Houghton. With only seconds remaining in the match.
He just leaned on McKenna and got him out of the way. Push him.
He kicks. No umpire has run across. Well, what's he say? One behind. He's missed. Well, on the siren, that sums up the Magpies' day. Behind that Trent Houghton normally would kick. And the Eagles, in the end, running out convincing winners. 16-19, 115. Defeating Collingwood 9-8-62. So a margin of 53 points. So Nathan Buckley and Chris Mainwaring exchange pleasantries in the true sense of the word. But after half-time, Ross, just a little bit too good. Too much class there.
Yes, and those work rate in that third quarter was outstanding, as Dennis alluded to, that their third quarter has been pretty special mostly. They proved that again. Very strong quarter.
And an intruder on the ground, being tackled by one of the security men. Well, how good are the Eagles? I guess we'll all be asking the question now. They've strung a few together.
Well, backing up into against the game last week against Adelaide, Pete, I think they're steadily progressing very well.
Let's go down to our best man on the ground. He's with Dwayne.
Mitchie, congratulations, a great game. A bit of a flat spot late in the first and the second quarter, but after that it was a real solid performance.
Yeah, well, our performance certainly picked up in the second half. I mean, we knew they were going to come hard at us, and they did. And, you know, they stuck with us until half-time, but, you know, we just got our game going a little bit better in the second half, and it worked out well.
Mate, the forward line's certainly operating well now. The blokes moving around. There's plenty of space down there, and I suppose a couple of new blokes down there.
Yeah, well, we got 2 sort of mobile big men in myself and Andrew Donnelly, and then we got a lot of pace with a couple of young fellas, Ben Cousins and Chad Morris, and it's really opened things up, and it breaks the back lines open.
Mate, your performance, you'll be pretty happy at that last count, 15 marks, about 25 possessions. Looking a bit knackered towards the end. You've been serving this morning, have you?
No, I haven't. I was hoping they were going to blow the siren halfway through the last quarter. I'd had it.
There's always been a bit of rivalry between the back line and the forward line, and coming from the back line, do the boys still see you as part of the back line, or you've been given a heave-ho and push?
I think I've been demoted. I've lost the respect of the back line now. I'm no longer a backman.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.